2 home runs last night and a .343 start to the season for Manny Ramirez. He's got it all going on. Pitchers beware.
When you're in first base, you're in scoring position when Manny's up. He's a dangerous hitter, and when he's seeing the ball and he's got his balance like that, you need to be careful because he can hit almost any pitch you throw, and he's a very intelligent hitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
They struck him out, and the Red Sox win. Daisuke Matsuzaka looks to keep his perfect record intact. He's 3-0. It's game 1 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Welcome to Red Sox Baseball. Well, tonight we welcome the Texas Rangers, a team the Red Sox don't see a lot. They'll see 4 times over the weekend in this wraparound series. Well, the Rangers, the case for them over the years has been bad pitching, good offense. This year, the pitching's a little bit better and some new faces on offense. So far, they lead in doubles. Josh Hamilton, new to the team, and former Red Sox farmhand David Murphy leading the way. And, of course, Milton Bradley, who's been a bunch of places, has hit in all 9 games in which he's played. Here's the better part of the pitching so far. Their starters in 96 innings pitched. They're 4th in the American League, and so far their relievers have not yet given up a home run. We welcome in Jerry Remy. And Jerry, even though the weather has been cold so far this season, the Red Sox bats have been warm.
Well, it's not unusual in the month of April for teams to struggle offensively. We saw that with the Detroit Tigers when they were here in Fenway Park. They've got a great offense, but they've struggled in the month of April, and the Red Sox have not. It's been outstanding, the offense. When you look back to last year, you see that the team has a .296 batting average, which is second best in the majors this year. Last year, .262, and just about everybody in the lineup much improved what they're hitting in the month of April. The only 2 guys that are not, of course, Mike Lowell, who's been hurt, and David Ortiz. Well, we know about the slump that he's been in, but those other guys, huge differences. Particular Dustin Pedroia at .339 compared to where he was a year ago. Kevin Youkilis just go right down the line. J.D. Drew, all off to great starts. And the other thing too is that the Red Sox now finally get to run some home games together here, and they do go away over the weekend in Tampa, but right back to Fenway Park where they swing the bat very well. So very impressive, the offense at this point of the season.
Well, it's the Red Sox and the Rangers, and it's Michael Young who's one of the game's best hitters. He's in there for the Rangers. We're back with the first pitch after this. NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Nissan, Ricoh, by New England Dodge Dealers, by Aflac, by Valvoline, Molson Canadian, Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. And welcome back to Fenway Park for Game 1 of this 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. Daisuke Matsuzaka has led his team onto the field, so let's check out the visiting Texas Rangers starting 9. Ian Kinsler at second base leads it off with Michael Young at shortstop. The former batting champion Josh Hamilton in center field bats third. What a story he's been. Milt Bradley in right. Hank Blaylock at third base with David Murphy in left. Frank Catalanato's the DH. He bats seventh with Gerald Lair doing the catching, batting eighth. And Ben Broussard, first base, bats ninth. On the mound tonight for the Boston Red Sox with his perfect 3-0 record is Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Well, Matsuzaka's ERA stands at 2.70. He has 24 strikeouts, which is tied for the most in the American League. An opponent's hitting 165. That is third best in the American League. Of course, the last outing come against the Yankees, 5 innings in that game and 116 pitches. Against the Rangers, he's faced them one time. He did get the win, but gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings against Texas last season. The Red Sox defense, they've made 9 errors in their 17 games. It'll be Kevin Youkilis at third base, Jed Lowry the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Sean Casey at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Jacoby Ellsbury, and J.D. Drew, and Jason Varitek doing the catching for Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Well, the second start for Jed Lowry. He's hoping that things go as well as his first start in Cleveland. This time he's the shortstop, as Julio Lugo has the night off. And it's Daisuke Matsuzaka who's ready here to start the ball game with Ian Kinsler in on the right side. And the first pitch of this one's in there for strike one.
Well, much better conditions tonight than the last time Daisuke pitched with the Yankees in town. It was freezing cold that night. Very comfortable tonight at Fenway.
Not much of a breeze as the flag out in left center field are pretty much still. As Kinsler swings through that, and it's 0-2. Well, look at what was a beautiful day in Boston today. It's cooled off a tad after mid-70s conditions. It's 68 degrees. Very light wind and nothing but blue sky above with the lights on here at Fenway right out of the gate. The 0-2 pitch to Ian Kinsler. Just missing and framed by Varitek. It's 1-2. Well, it's already the 5th start of the season for Daisuke Matsuzaka. And his second appearance against the Texas Rangers, first of this year. He brings a 1-0 record. And a strikeout of Kinsler to start the night.
Well, a strikeout high on the season for Daisuke is 9. That was in his second start against Oakland. Here he stays with the fastball. Will pick up number 1 tonight. That's the 13th time that Kinsler has struck out on the season.
I'd be curious to find out how many have been on the fastball, too. It seems like an awful lot.
Yeah, we had that one game. I forget which one it was. It might have been against Detroit where he got a lot of them on the fastball or a little cut fastball.
He gets Kinsler on the fastball, and here's Michael Young, an outstanding hitter. Off to a relatively slow start for him as he checks in just a 234. There's 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. It's a Texas Rangers team that comes in 7th in the American League in batting average. You're hitting at 262, right in the middle of the pack. And it's Young who's quickly down 0-2. He bats now. Josh Hamilton waits on deck. The newcomer to the Rangers, their center fielder. Well, for Young, he's the longest tenured player in the Rangers' 25-man roster. He's only 31 years old. Opposite field down the line. J.D. Drew is over. This is trouble as it hops up off the wall and grabbed a fan, so they'll award second base to Young, who would have had it anyway. And it's a 1-out double for the Rangers shortstop.
Now, Michael Young is very good going to the opposite field, and on an 0-2 pitch from Daisuke, he gets a fastball away. It might have been a little bit outside, but he crosses over the plate. Good plate coverage there by Michael Young, and he drops that double down the right field line.
So in scoring position, he got down on the count and is able to get the double with 1 out here in the first inning, and it brings up Josh Hamilton. It's been quite a story and quite a comeback for Hamilton, who missed better than 3 years and is really now coming into his own. Having all kinds of substance abuse problems in his career, and consequently costing him a lot of money and a lot of years in the game. But boy, is he a good one.
Yeah, big draft pick for Tampa Bay, and then of course last year with Cincinnati.
He came over from the Reds in December of this past offseason. He was the first overall pick in '99 as he sends one down the right field line towards the pole, but a foul ball. As he made a bid for his 4th home run of the year, he comes in with 3.
He was all over that curveball from Daisuke and out in front just a little bit, which will cause the ball to go foul. That's Matsuzaka with the curveball, and a nice swing here by Josh Hamilton. Boy, that ball right in his wheelhouse. And fortunately for Daisuke, it hooks foul.
Well, so many stints on the disabled list, at one time on MLB's suspended list, violating the league's drug treatment and prevention program. As he takes a pitch outside, his bounce back season last year, .292 batting average in 90 games with the Cincinnati Reds, ended up with a total of 19 homers and 47 runs batted in. Makes his home in Apex, North Carolina, as he takes ball 3 and Daisuke falls behind 3-1.
That's nice to see a guy that has had all kind of problems. You mentioned the substance abuse problems, and fight his way through it, fight, and finally get back to the big leagues.
Not a surprise that he was nominated by his peers for the Players' Choice Award as the Comeback Player of the Year last year in the National League, as he taps this one foul. Did end up on the DL a couple of times last year with a sprained right wrist. But off to a very good start for the Texas Rangers, to the tune of 3 homers, 15 runs batted in, and sitting at .308, batting 3rd in the Rangers order. And as he bats here with 1 out, Michael Young at second base. Swing and a miss. Daisuke has picked up his 2nd strikeout. 2 down.
Did a nice job mixing pitches up in that at bat to Hamilton. He threw him the curveball that he hooked foul, a couple of change-ups, and then he throws the fastball by him. So both strikeouts on the fastball tonight from Daisuke, both at about 91 miles an hour.
So Hamilton's gone. Young still at second base, and here's Milton Bradley. He's had a ton of addresses so far in the major leagues, and hoping to find a home here in Texas. Off to a very good start at .353 as he grounds one foul down the first baseline.
That's unusual to see a Texas club come in here where their pitching ranks higher than a hitting does, and the pitching so far this year has been pretty darn good for Ron Washington. And we'll see how it holds up through the course of a long season. But this is, for many years, has always been known as an offensive team.
His 2nd year at the helm. Extremely good instructor when he was in the minor leagues on a lot of different coaching staffs before getting his first opportunity last year to manage. Milton Bradley, of course, breaking into the big leagues in 2000 in Montreal. Time in Cleveland, time with the Dodgers, time with the A's. And last year finished up the year with the Padres. And elected to go the free agent route during the offseason. Signed as a free agent by Texas in December of this past offseason. He's returning from torn ligament in his right knee. He's ready for opening day, and his numbers from Fenway Park always been very good when playing here. Fouls off the 2-1, and it's 2-2. Kind of reunited with Ron Washington. They're both part of the 2006 ALCS club in Oakland. Two and two the count with Michael Young at second base. In tight on the fastball. It's a full count.
Daisuke returned home early yesterday, had a workout at Yankee Stadium, came back to Boston before the club, which arrived back in town, I guess about 1:30 in the morning.
Ball four, and the first walk allowed by Daisuke Matsuzaka, who walked a season high 6 in his last outing against the Yankees. And there's the first free pass of the night, Milton Bradley.
Yeah, that's 16 walks now for Daisuke in 24 innings. And that's certainly something he'd like to cut back on.
So 2 down, it's first and second, and Hank Blaylock. At 3:02, 2 homers and 4 runs batted in for Texas.
He did not play in the game last night up in Toronto with a stiff lower back. But back in the lineup tonight. He's swinging the bat well, too. 10 for his last 28.
Well, the Rangers had one of those brief 2-game series like the Red Sox did this week. They were able to take both games from Toronto and come in at 7-9. They're in last place in the American League West, even with the 2 wins against the Toronto Blue Jays the last 2 days. 2.5 games behind the Angels, who are top the AL West, and Oakland and Seattle ahead of Texas. It's going to be a tough go. Blaylock takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Michael Young at second base, Milton Bradley at first base, and 2 down. Blaylock takes ball 3, and it's 3-1. A 23 pitch first inning so far for Daisuke Matsuzaka, and he's not yet out of it. Terry Francona's crew back atop the American League East with a victory last night with a 10-7 record. On the ground to the backhand goes Casey. He'll need help. Daisuke's there, and the inning is over. The Rangers strand a pair. Red Sox coming up. First inning back at Fenway, we're scoreless as on the mound tonight. Guy who got a September call-up last year, Luis Mendoza.
Yeah, I started the year on a disabled list with a blister on his right middle finger. He was in the Red Sox organization, traded for Brian Corey. And he's made one start, that coming against the Toronto Blue Jays last Saturday. In that game against Toronto, in 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, only 1 earned run, 3 walks and a strikeout.
Right side off the bat of Ellsbury. Kinsler's dead. And there's 1 away in the first inning. Let's check out the rest of the Red Sox starting 9 tonight. Dustin Pedroia at second base. David Ortiz at DH. Manny Ramirez in left field. Kevin Youkilis at third base. J.D. Drew in right. Jason Varitek doing the catching with Sean Casey at first base. And Jed Lowry getting the start at shortstop tonight. He bats 9th. So 1 away on this beautiful night from Fenway Park. And Dustin Pedroia stands in.
Red Sox will see 2 different types of fastball, cross seam sinking fastball, a curved slider, which they say is a very good pitch to Mendoza, and the changeup.
Pedroia with a 6-game hitting streak heading into tonight's action as he takes the strike and the count 1-1. Move that average from 250 up to 329 where it currently sits over the last 8 games. I mentioned Luis Mendoza ended up being traded for Brian Corey. We got the news yesterday Brian Corey had elected free agency as part of the designated for assignment deal. And he'll look other places. Can't blame him. He's certainly a major league caliber pitcher. Just a numbers game here with the Red Sox.
Yeah, you certainly do hope he finds a job in the big leagues. He's had the battle throughout his whole career, and hopefully there'll be an opportunity out there at the major league level for Brian Corey. And everybody pulling for him.
Terry Francona is certainly a big fan. We know that, as is the coaching staff of Brian Corey. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. This one dribbled down the third baseline. See if it goes foul. It will. And Blaylock picks it up. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
The umpiring crew tonight, Jerry Meals got the plate with Bill Miller at first base, Paul Emmel at second base, and Gary Darling is the umpire at third. And 68 degrees to begin the ball game tonight. And the Red Sox happen to be home for a little while. All 3. The full count now to Pedroia. Red Sox were on the road briefly. Right back here now for 4 against the Texas Rangers. And then they'll welcome the Angels to town. They'll be here for 3 before heading back out for another brief road trip. High chopper to third, Blaylock. And there's 2 down.
There have been some struggles so far defensively for the Rangers. Last in the American League, 17 errors in 16 games. Hank Blaylock at third base, Michael Young the shortstop, Ian Kinsler at second, and Ben Broussard the first baseman. Left to right, David Murphy, Josh Hamilton, and Milton Bradley, and Gerald Laird behind the plate.
Well, the Red Sox faithful certainly wishing well for David Ortiz to turn some sort of corner. We thought perhaps he had with a couple of hits in the first game of the Cleveland series, and ended up going 1 for 10 in the Yankees series and 0 for 5 last night. He's at 111 heading into the action tonight, and he's got a home run, 4 runs batted in.
And the shift put on as usual of the Texas Rangers with Kinsler deep in the outfield. Only man on that left side of the infield, Hank Blaylock. And as usual, also very much straight up in the outfield.
The strike, and it's 2-1 to Big Papi. Manny Ramirez had a great night last night. Waits on deck. off Mendoza, knocks it down. He's got plenty of time to recover and does. And it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Mendoza on 3 ground ball outs, scoreless after 1. As we head to the last half of the second inning, and after 1-2-3 first on 3 ground ball outs, Mendoza's got to deal with Manny Ramirez. Turning home to Fenway and taking strike 1. How about the numbers for Manny Ramirez out of the gate? 343, 5 homers, 18 runs batted in.
He's tied with Joe Creedy for the most RBI in the American League.
Fun to watch the home runs again after 2 last night off Mike Mussina. And the second one crushed. A 3-hit night last night for Ramirez. Lucky he didn't get hit on the Kyle Farnsworth throw behind him. 6 for 9 in the series against New York. They split for the Red Sox, able to get game 2. Last 9 games, Manny's brought that average up from 242 to this 343, which is 10th now in the American League. As he takes ball 3.
Now this is what happens to hitters when you get too hot against a certain club. And Farnsworth right behind Manny Ramirez late in that ball game. And immediately both benches were warned there was no retaliation on the part of the Red Sox, which I think was a smart thing because you would have probably had a pitcher suspended. But there's a lot of games left.
Manny not happy as Jerry Meals says it's strike 2 and it's a full count.
I think Manny may have a beef there. That ball looked awfully low. So far, it's been just about all sinkers from Mendoza.
Strike 3 call. First strikeout for Mendoza. So Manny goes from thinking he had a walk to striking out.
Well, both pitches were borderline, and of course, when you complain about one, it's pretty much likely that a close one's going to go in the pitcher's direction the next time, and looks like that's what happened there to Ramirez. So Manny not really pleased with Jerry Meals behind the plate right now.
One down for Youkilis, who takes a quick strike from Luis Mendoza. Youkilis 371 coming into tonight's action with a home run, 11 runs batted in. Youkilis 3rd in the American League in batting average. One hopper to Blaylock at 3rd. And there's 2 down. 4 ground ball outs for the sinker ball pitcher so far tonight, and he's retired 5 in a row.
All season long, the Upper Crust Pizzeria will be providing award-winning gourmet thin crust pizzas to support Children's Hospital, Boston's Patient Families Home. A home away from home for hospital patients and families.
2 down here in the second inning, and here's J.D. Drew. Drew at 362. He's reached base safely in 12 of his 13 games this year. And he had a very good series against New York, going 5 for 9 with a double and 4 runs batted in. Capturing every moment here at Fenway Park as Drew apparently offered, and it's a ball and a strike.
Well, we highlighted in the open some of the difference in the batting averages of many Red Sox players this April as opposed to last April, and with J.D. Drew in that category, Dustin Pedroia, Kevin Youkilis, all having very good months.
We talked about it before. The Red Sox expecting big things from J.D. Drew this year, and just sitting with him during spring training, you could feel just an overall comfort for J.D. Drew returning this season to Boston. Knew what to expect. He was fairly honest. You know, I asked him about the interleague thing because now, because of interleague, you do have a chance to face American League pitching on a more regular basis. But he said the pitching was very different for him and took some time to get used to.
Yeah, that's not uncommon for most guys that change leagues. You just don't get to see those guys very often.
He had not played in the AL in the past. He strikes out here against Mendoza, 2 Ks in the inning, 6 in a row for the Ranger right-hander, and we're scoreless after 2.
Exciting and only here for a short time. Introducing the lottery's limited edition World Series Red Sox ticket. You can win up to $10 million instantly. There are also 20 instant prizes, each worth $1 million. Plus, you could win great Red Sox World Series memorabilia. Get yours today at Fenway Park or your local lottery agent, masslottery.com.
Second Red Sox game ever. They're from Connecticut. And it's Ben Broussard who leads it off in the top half of the 3rd inning. We've seen Broussard with the Cleveland Indians, the Seattle Mariners, and now a member of the Texas Rangers. The 3 homers from the number 9 spot in their order. So we know he can go deep, as we have seen him do that against the Red Sox in the past. One of the most nightmarish games for Josh Beckett in a Red Sox uniform involved Ben Broussard in Cleveland. Bounce to the backstop, and it's 2-1.
A lot of lefties in this lineup for the Texas Rangers. You imagine that both Lopez and Okajima could be very busy in this series.
Okajima coming up with a bit of a stiff neck after sitting in the cold bullpen in Cleveland. Red Sox wanted to stay away from him last night, as it turns out. Terry Francona did have him up. They're trying to stay away from him, and it worked out. Give him another day. But he is all right and available tonight. A bit of a stiff neck. Hard hit, but on the ground and right at Jed Lowry. His first chance. He completes it in his first start in the big leagues at shortstop.
Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and NESN's coverage of the Red Sox during the 2008 Red Sox season. Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Jimmy Fund for every home run hit by the Red Sox. Hess and Hess Express, committed to helping the cause.
1 out, 5 in a row, retired by Daisuke. And it's second time through now the Texas Rangers order. Here's Ian Kinsler. Kinsler, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
They signed him to a long-term deal through 2012. This past offseason.
Now in his third season in Texas.
So they got him before arbitration, and they locked him up for a long period of time.
Seems to be a trend. And you see so many teams now, when they realize they got a good one, locking him up for as long as they can. That's some reasonable numbers, as it turns out. This one to left center, and it's going to get through the gap to the track on the wall for Ian Kinsler. Headed for 2 as it's run down by Ellsbury. And a double, the second double for the team that leads the league in doubles.
A hanging slider this time from Daisuke Matsuzaka. It just stays flat. It stays out over the plate, and it stays up in the zone. And Kinsler finds that gap in left center field for the double. So Young's double was on a fastball, an 0-2 pitch. This one on the slider.
So Kinsler at second base, 1 down. Michael Young coming up. He's got the other double as he doubled to right field. And 2 doubles tonight means 38 doubles on the season for the Texas Rangers, who lead the American League. There goes Kinsler for third, no throw. And he goes diving in head first safely.
That's his 6th steal of the season, has not been caught yet. Yeah, good sized lead off second base, even though Pedroia was close. As soon as Matsuzaka turned toward home plate, he took off, and no chance for even a throw from Jason Veritek.
Pitch a strike and the count 1-1 to Young.
Early in the ball game, but the Red Sox pull the infield in with 1 out.
A 31-year-old shortstop, 5 consecutive 200-hit seasons. In 2003 through 2007. It's ball 2, and it's 2-1. Just the 6th player in the modern era, beginning in 1900, had 200 or more hits in 5 straight seasons. Joins Wade Boggs, Ichiro, Chuck Klein, Al Simmons, and Charlie Gehringer. It's ball 3, and it's 3-1. Won a batting title in 2005, hitting at .331. That year he finished 10 points better than his double play partner at the time. It was A-Rod. Alex was still playing in Texas, and Young was playing at second base. Didn't move to shortstop until A-Rod went to the Yankees.
And A-Rod moved from shortstop to third base.
Kinsler at third base with 1 out and a full count. Ball 4, and Young down to first base. It's his 2nd walk, surrendered tonight by Daisuke Matsuzaka. So 1st and 3rd, 1 down, and it brings up Josh Hamilton. And struck out swinging his first time up. He got ahead in the count, and Daisuke came back and struck him out. Matsuzaka working here with 1 out in the 3rd inning in that pitch count at 51 pitches on the night.
And the Red Sox now with the 1 out in 1st and 3rd move back into double play depth at 2nd and short.
When you think of last night, it was truly a blessing to have Josh Beckett go so deep into the game for the Red Sox bullpen. They needed that.
Yeah, that's what aces have to do. You know, it seems like it always comes around to their time when the bullpen needs a rest. And last night, the Red Sox ace, Josh Beckett, came up big time for him going deep into that game.
Matsuzaka, most he's thrown last time out, 116 pitches. Fouled off to the left, and he's ahead of Hamilton 0-2. 116 pitches. You might remember was that long Sunday night game against the Yankees. Well, they're all long, but that one was also long, and he only went 5 innings and a ton of pitches.
I guess you would say the ones into 4 hours was short games.
Last night, 3.5 wasn't that bad at all.
That was like breeze.
He hardly worked. Reaches out, fouls off another.
Exactly where they wanted to go, too. You can see Varitek with the 0-2 count come out of his crouch. He wanted a high fastball. He got the high fastball, but Hamilton able to foul it off.
Outfield straight away on Hamilton with Kinsler at third, Young at first, and 1 down. Popped up left field. Ramirez makes the catch as tagging is Kinsler. Throw is cut off and the run in for Texas. They take the 1-0 advantage.
Well, Manny did everything right by getting momentum coming to home plate, but the throw was going to be off target, and it was cut by Kevin Youkilis to make sure that runner from first did not advance. He gets himself in pretty good position, but not a good throw. Because Kinsler with very good speed anyway, would have taken a perfect throw to get him at home plate.
So an RBI in the sacrifice fly for Josh Hamilton. He's tied for second now in RBIs in the American League. He's got 16. And he gets his job done with 2 outs now. Young still at first, and Milton Bradley's the batter. And first to check at first on Young. Bradley walked in the first inning.
Well, they have been running on Daisuke. There's no question about that. And a couple of throws to first base. See if that maybe they can take a half a step away from Michael Young.
The Red Sox tonight beginning a stretch in which they'll play 13 of the next 16 games here at Fenway. May the 4th, the lone road series, and Tampa Bay series, which takes place next weekend after this weekend at home. So a chance here after what has been a pretty tough stretch. 11 of the first 17 games on the road in 3 different countries. And the Red Sox faring very well. You take that all into consideration. Low throw on the backhand. Casey digs it out.
Yeah, I agree, Don. You know, remember when the Yankees went to Japan and they had a terrible start? The Red Sox have not had that terrible start. You have to be very pleased with the 10-7 record. With the schedule they've had, a couple of series with the Yankees, Cleveland, Detroit, and of course the Tokyo trip.
The Tigers and the Yankees here, they went 4-2 on the first homestand. Daisuke has given up a run here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Michael Young at first base, 2 down. Bradley takes ball 3. Hank Blaylock waiting on deck. Ball 4. Second time Bradley has worked. Oh, wait a minute. Strike call by Jerry Meals very late. It's a full count. He's a full 3 strides down the line.
Yeah, Manny was not happy with Meals, and Bradley will not say anything, but this pitch looked like to be up and away.
And there's no call. Now there is. So Daisuke will go after him again. And Bradley fouls it off to the left.
Every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings of the Sox record a save, CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out. Third strikeout for Daisuke. The Rangers get a run. It's 1-0 Texas. As he strikes out to end things in the top of the third inning. Anger management has always been an issue when it comes to Milton Bradley, and he's trying to keep himself in check after a very tardy call by Jerry Meals and an eventual strikeout.
He didn't like the 3-1 call, and then after he struck out, he just had a little how do you do to the home plate umpire Meals as he turned around and said something. Back in the dugout for a while after that, trying to cool off a little bit, sat there for a while, and finally took his position out in right field.
He spent his career trying to control his emotions and still trying to forget about that at bat. As Varitek pops it up off third base for Blaylock. He's by his dugout to get some help and make the catch.
Now there's a case where those railings that they have and the screens kind of help you out a little bit because you can lean on them, lean over, and be able to make a play. When those were not there, there was always that concern of just falling down the dugout steps. But see how he braces himself, he can lean over and makes the catch on the pop-up.
Luis Mendoza likes it. He's retired the first 7 Red Sox he's faced tonight. And his first look at Sean Casey, who takes strike 1. Casey at 313, settling into his spot at first base. With Youkilis over at third now, and Mike Lowell on the disabled list. Pitch inside, almost got him, and it's 1-1. The last 4 games, Casey 5 for 13, got the average up to 313. Hard hit, but caught and short by Michael Young, who picks it in the air. and there's 2 down.
That's a tough play for Michael Young. I mean, that ball smoked by Casey, and you know, you can't tell, am I going to be able to catch it in the line, or is it going to bounce once? You see it sinking quickly, but on the line, Michael Young's able to make the play.
So 2 down, and Jed Lowry in his Fenway Park debut as he sends one foul down the left field line, back and out of play. He just turned 24 yesterday in a fantastic first game in the majors, including his first hit. Able to knock in 3 runs in that first start against the Cleveland Indians at Progressive Field. Down the left field line, this time to the corner, and a fair ball. Lowry's thinking too as Murphy guns it in. Lowry with a double. Enjoys his Fenway Park debut.
Now, he's done nothing wrong in the games that he's played for the Red Sox. He had that big night on the road trip in Cleveland, driving in 3 runs. The inside-out swing here on a sinking fastball, and he finds that corner down on the left field line. Slicing, but just stays in fair territory. Bounces around a couple of times and has the 2-out double.
He's in there tonight for Julio Lugo. Gets a night off, as Lugo has had kind of a tough year so far in fielding percentage. The Red Sox are 5th in the American League. The team's got 9 errors. Julio's got 6 of the 9.
I'd be surprised, wouldn't be surprised, I should say, if we might see Lowry at second base. Give Pedroia a day off somewhere in this series.
Hasn't had one yet. Jacoby grounded out to second base first time up. Trying to even the score here with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. And it's ball 2. Time now for our leading off segment, brought to you by Firestone. Ellsbury stealing 2 bases. He's now got 4 on the season and begins his major league career with 13 out of 13.
I don't remember any of those being real close at second base either.
It's ball 3. Mendoza retired the first 8 Red Sox that he faced before Jed Lowry, number 9 man, able to stroke a double down the left field line. And pitching from the stretch for the first time now. Red Sox trying to mess with his momentum, and maybe they have. Here's ball 4 on 4 pitches. We're here at Fenway Park in Boston. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy bringing you Boston Red Sox baseball in high definition and Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound on NESN. The Rangers striking first tonight. Doubled by Ian Kinsler, who'd steal third and score on a sacrifice fly by Josh Hamilton. The game's only run. Daisuke's thrown 62 pitches through the first 3 tonight, and the Red Sox are now threatening in the home half of the third. The runners at first and second, 2 down. And here's Pedroia. First to pick up play at second, and they almost got him. And Lowry able to get back. The ball scoots away.
Certainly a prearranged play here. You can see Kinsler put that arm out. That's a sign to the pitcher, let me have it. And almost get Jed Lowry at second base. The ball did drop out of the glove of Ian Kinsler.
Pitch 40 for Luis Mendoza. And it's strike 1 to Pedroia. Mendoza, 24 years old, from Veracruz, Mexico. Ball 1-1-1. It's Lowry at second, Ellsbury at first, 2 down, bottom of the third. Pedroia takes ball 2, 2-1. Comes in with a 6-game hitting streak, having started every game. He leads the American League with 10 multi-hit games. And he takes ball 3, 3-1.
Also only 2 hits behind Sean Figgins of the Angels for the most hits in the American League. He and Kevin Youkilis are both tied with 23.
Ball 4, back-to-back walks, and Mendoza has loaded the bases. All of this coming with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning.
Watch the Red Sox from some of the best seats in the house atop the Green Monster. A limited number of tickets are now available through the Green Monster auctions. Log on to RedSox.com today to place your bid. And while we're talking about great seats, you know, last year it's great news for Red Sox Nation fans. Tom Werner gave away 4 of his seats occasionally behind right near the first base dugout, and he's going to do it again this year once a homestand. So we're going to start that on the next homestand once we get back from Tampa. So a winner will be picked by Tuesday. So if you're a member of Red Sox Nation, or if you're not, join now, and you still get a chance to sit right next to the Red Sox dugout. 4 seats per homestand. Those are great.
Doesn't get any better than that.
No, that was very popular last year.
Tickets tough to come by, and those tickets just aren't available. Bases loaded, 2 down. Great chance for Poppy to break out. In the air to left field. David Murphy is headed back, looking up, gone! Big Poppy on the grand slam. He breaks out, returns to Fenway, and hits a slam to put the Red Sox on top 4-1.
Well, it's been a long time coming for David Ortiz, and back to Fenway Park, going the other way and finding those monster seats. He got the cold shoulder down in the dugout for a while from his teammates, and finally they congratulate him. It was like a rookie in his first home run. Nobody paid any attention to him.
Well, Manny with a swing and a miss.
David Ortiz jumping on the first pitch, that sinking fastball, and he takes it strong to the opposite field. High enough and plenty deep enough.
All of this with 2 outs here in the third inning. Red Sox had nothing going against Luis Mendoza, who had retired the first 8. But it's a double by the rookie Jed Lowry that gets it all started. Back-to-back walks and the grand slam, the 8th for David Ortiz in his career. And just like that, it's 4-1 Boston.
Now, second time through has been good for the Red Sox. Even the out that Casey made was a hard line drive to Michael Young.
And he takes ball 3, and it's 3-1. Rangers had just taken the lead in the top half of this inning. Now they trail by 3. And he rips this back where it came from and into center.
Well, you know what's been pretty obvious so far in this game from Mendoza, the fact that he's going to throw a lot of fastballs. He's had trouble getting whatever breaking pitches he has over the plate. So the Red Sox have been jumping all over the fastball this inning. 3-1 count to Manny Ramirez. That ball down and about knee high and right back through the middle. Man, Manny's got it going on right now, man. That swing is just about perfect.
Eighth man to bat here in the 3rd inning. It's Kevin Youkilis. Grounded out to third base first time up. He was in the lineup in last night's game after leaving Wednesday's game with a bruised left big toe. 6-game hitting streak coming into tonight's action, hitting at .480 in the 6th gamer.
How about that shot right there? 3 young players, Pedroia, Lowry, and Ellsbury.
And all big contributors already.
Yeah, all in the lineup tonight, all from the organization. One guy's already been the Rookie of the Year, and the other 2 trying to do the same thing.
Talk about the insertion of youth. I mean, Terry Francona was talking about it not only from a standpoint of liking having young players around, but what young players do for older players also seems to rejuvenate them at times.
Sure does. I remember back when Yastrzemski was playing, and then they had guys like Freddie Lynn come in and Jim Rice, of course, and it was kind of like it energized him. You know, here we got some good young players, and they had some very good teams.
Those are having trouble now throwing strikes.
You know what impresses me, Don, about this Red Sox team, and we've said this before, but they treat their young players very well. You know, I mean, they go through the normal rookie hazing stuff that we always see, but I mean, baseball wise, they try to help them, and that's not always the case in a lot of places.
There's a strike, and it's a full count. Hasn't that changed a lot anyway over the last few years?
I think it has, yeah. I mean, it used to be very difficult to come up as a young guy, but it seems like the players now, you know, they reach out to him. They try to help him, make it as easy as possible for him. That was not always the case, and why not? I mean, they're there to help the team. They're there to help you win.
On the ground left side, Young will go to first with it, and the inning's over. Big Poppy on a grand slam put the Red Sox on top 4-1.
Love, Mike.
Top half of the fourth inning, 4-1 now. Boston on top. Daisuke back on the mound. Pitch 63 for the right-handers in there for strike one. To Hank Blaylock. Blaylock, Murphy, and Catalanato here in the fourth inning. The Rangers got a run in the third, but the Red Sox answer quickly in the bottom of the third on the grand slam. And it's a ball and a strike to Blaylock. This is the first of 10 meetings between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers in 2008. Red Sox took 6 out of 8 from Texas last year. To first base, Casey will take it alone, and there's one away.
The ring raffle is back. You have 10 chances to win in this year's charitable ring raffle to benefit the Red Sox Foundation. Prizes include 9 genuine 2007 World Series rings and a special edition Red Sox Volleyball C30. Tickets are $10 at Fenway Park and other locations. For more information, visit RedSoxFoundation.org. Is that your ring done? Is that you holding that?
No, that was not mine.
That was Meg your fingers, though, right?
Those are my fingers, but Meg Valancourt's ring. As she joined us in the pregame.
You know, Don, there's a whole career. There's a lot of ladies with beautiful hands.
Models?
They're hand models. And I think you have a future there.
I don't think so. I think my hands are a little too stubby, really, for what they're looking for. I don't think they're looking for the fat guy's stubby fingers is not really popular, I think, among the hand models.
Nicely manicured nails. I mean, there's a possibility there.
Kind of grubby, kind of fat. I don't think there's really a calling for that.
How would you like to be a model where you've never seen? I mean, only certain body parts.
Depends how it pays. Get over that in a hurry. Like I've noticed at the pool from time to time, you've got great feet. I mean, really good feet. For a guy who played Major League Baseball.
Keep your eyes off me.
You've got great feet. David Murphy fouled out. First time up.
I got a lot going through my mind that I can't say right now. Well, actually, I could say it, but I won't be here tomorrow, and I do need the job. If I didn't need the job, I might let it fly. I can't.
Isn't there a delay? Can't we delay it? One down here in the fourth inning. Murphy now, Catalanato next. And this one fouled to the screen.
Now, speaking of body parts, we have a promo coming up soon about Sox Appeal.
I thought there was a filter. Get on the hands. And popped up to shallow left, and out to get it is Lowry. Little leap in front of Ramirez to reel it in. 2 down.
That's one of those where, you know, you're not sure if it's going to be you or it's going to be the left fielder, and Lowry at the last minute realized it was not going to be Manny, so he had to make that little jump to make the play as it's slicing away from him. He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong in the 2 games he's played.
It's all good. And he's got a double that got it started in the 4-run third inning for the Red Sox. His first start at shortstop, his first start at Fenway Park, and there's 2 down here in the fourth for Frank Catalanato. Grounded out to first base in the second inning. For Daisuke, it's another high pitch count relatively early in his outing. This guy who's got 3 wins, comes in at 3-0, but has not hung around longer than 6 2/3 on the season, and that's become a recurring problem. This is pitch 75, and it misses for ball 2.
Last time out for Daisuke, I think it was 116 pitches he threw in that ball game, 62 for strikes.
A 20-minute wait while his team was scoring 4 runs. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2, but it hasn't been costly. He's been pretty sharp here in the fourth. .94, but up and away, and a full count to Catalinato. Gerald Laird on deck with 2 outs here in the top half of the fourth. Fouled off to the left.
Sox appeal is returning to Nesson this summer. If you think you have what it takes, come to an open casting call at a Bob store near you and meet Nesson's Hazel May. Hazel will be joining our casting crew in Framingham tomorrow and in Saugus, Mass on Sunday. For times and information, visit sox-appeal.com. It's an all-new season of Sox Appeal. Do you have it? I think she does.
I think they see themselves on television. Little do they know, this one popped in the shallow left and dropped in by Catalinato. As Ramirez trying to run it down, looks like it's by Manny for a second. He's able to knock it down, and no further advance for Frank Catalinato. He's got a 2-out double.
Catalinato now has 5 at bats against Daisuke going back to last season. He is now 2 for 5 with a home run. Well, a lot of slice on that. Looked like a Tiger Woods shot, dropping it up on the green. It's amazing to me how some of those golfers can chip it up on a green and it just they play the hill, you know, and it rolls back down and rolls into the cup. It's unbelievable.
Tiger especially. He's going to be out for a while apparently.
Cartilage, I think he had a knee deal.
In the end, it gets all the great ones. 2 down, Catalinato at second base. Gerald Laird, the batter. How many knee surgeries did you have? 12?
12 and counting, Don.
More to come?
Well, we never know. From day to day. We're all day to day.
This guy is up to 80 with 2 outs here in the fourth inning. Mentioned a total of 116 in 5 innings against New York last time out. Laird lifts a fly ball to right. J.D. Drew. And the inning as we play 3.5, 4-1 Boston.
Sox comes from you from behind enemy lines at Yankee Stadium. You'll hear about Jed Lowry's debut, one-on-ones with David Ortiz and Johnny Damon, a conversation with Yankees GM Brian Cashman, and so much more. That's Sunday at noon on the Ultimate Red Sox Show. Now, we get a chance to see some of that being put together as we look at Dwight Evans here tonight at the ball game. And I'm going to tell you, don't miss this show because Hazel did a lot of work in New York. It's a very nice piece because we saw it being put together while we were there.
Saw some of that on Sports Desk this morning too as she took a tour of the new Yankee Stadium. We saw it from the outside, but a chance to look a little bit closer at it. And what it's going to be enormous compared to the old Yankee Stadium. More square footage all the way around. Still 2 more regular season series between the Red Sox and Yankees. The next one will be the first week of July. We'll see how far along the stadium is at that point.
I don't like to be in New York on the 4th of July.
It's about the second time in the last couple of years.
Yeah, we got no hit there by Dave Rigetti on the 4th of July many moons ago.
1983.
It was hot too, man. It was warm that day, muggy, hot New York day, and boy, he just shut us right down. Have a nice All-Star break, fellas.
In tight. It's ball 4. The control troubles continue for Mendoza, who walked back-to-back batters in the 3rd. That's walk number 3.
Tomorrow night, the Bruins playoff fight continues with Game 6 live from the Garden on NESN, while the Red Sox Rangers game can be found live on NESN Plus channels, including Comcast, CN8, Charter TV 3, Cox Sports 3, Dish Network 448, and DirecTV 660. Find the NESN Plus channel at NESN.com. Live coverage begins at 5:30 on NESN with back-to-back shows. When seasons collide, it's 2 great teams and 1 great night.
The key matchup is brought to you by Honda. That's Jason Varitek against the Rangers. Last year hitting at a 280 clip against Texas. Mentioned the Red Sox won 6 of 8 games against Texas last year. And Varitek, big reason why.
We were traveling last night back from Yankee Stadium to the airport in Guadalajara on a bus. And the bus driver didn't know where LaGuardia was. He went right by it.
Not familiar with New York?
That's unbelievable.
He's a New York driver, right?
Yes, he is. The bus driver. Very nice gentleman. But some reason, and I knew we were close to LaGuardia because that Boulevard building there, you know, it's right across the street. We passed that thing 4 times. So I thought we were headed to Newark, but we were not. So then I thought we were going to Kennedy. We were not. We ended up eventually getting to LaGuardia, and I think we've probably seen that driver for the last time.
I was just going to say, what do you think his future holds in driving the Red Sox?
Josh Roop loosening up. Also, somebody took Mike Narachi's seat on the plane, which is a no-no.
How about that shirt?
Wow.
I like it.
Now, you know,
he says, let's dance.
You know he's going out after the game. You know that.
That's great.
I mean, that thing.
That is hot.
It's sequined, and it gives you a button-down look so your exploding chest hair can come out all over the bar.
And shiny in the dark.
Yeah, beautiful.
You never lose the shine.
This is nice. What is this?
That is a Bavacqua.
I don't even think you could call it a Bavacqua.
Not quite as hot, but still some chest hair.
He's got a lot of it covered, though, with that T-shirt. This is a very dangerous night
yes,
for both of them.
It is. 2-1.
I bet that guy thinks he's cool when he goes out. And, you know, imagine leaving your house and you get that sequin shirt on and you're going, I'm looking really good. Maybe, was that Neil Diamond?
I don't think so. Not until August. Varitek grounds it foul. And this one hops in. The photographer's well, 2-2. Mason fouled out to Hank Blaylock, third baseman in the 3rd. In the air to left, well struck as David Murphy goes back to the wall. It's off the wall and by him. Drew scampering for 3rd and beyond as that rolls all the way back. Drew will score on a wall-scraping double for Varitek. It's a 5-1 Boston lead.
A couple of things on this play. Well, what the Red Sox left-handers now are doing, you saw Ortiz do it, you see Varitek do it. You know, this guy's throwing sinkers down and away, so now they're not trying to pull it, they're taking it to the opposite field. The other thing on this is Michael Young, not that familiar with Fenway, of course. He was late getting out with that ball going off the wall. Murphy got trapped in close to the wall, and a lot of time the shortstop has to get out there and almost play it off the wall. But as you can see, he's lining up in a relay position. Now he has to go out and chase it down, and that's why that run's able to come around and score. different things you have to do in this ballpark that you don't have to do in most, and that's one, be cognizant of the ball off the wall, also the ones that hit off in foul territory down in the line, the seats, and then bounce back toward left field.
That thing took off, and by the time it was run down, it was almost back to the infield. So Drew, who was at first base thanks to a leadoff walk, scores easily. And Varitek with the double picks up his 6th RBI. Red Sox on top 5-1. And Sean Casey, who scalded a ball last time up and lined out to the shortstop, now scalds another to right for a base hit. Varitek will be stopped at third base. And it's 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
Well, the first time through, Mendoza very effective. Second time through, Red Sox jump all over him, and that's going to be the night.
So Josh Roop will be making his way in. It's 5-1 Boston. The pitching change from Fenway.
Red Sox gear in town. Check out BostonGlobeStore.com. The Boston Globe Store has everything for the diehard fan, like autographed memorabilia, Red Sox photos, World Series souvenirs, and more. Shop online, shop anytime, shop BostonGlobeStore.com.
Luis Mendoza chased from the game after 3+ innings, and the new pitcher on for the Texas Rangers is Josh Roop.
Made the opening day roster for the first time in his career. Made 3 appearances so far. You see the numbers in 7 innings, 7 hits allowed, and 5 earned runs. He has walked 6. That's been a problem for him, and he has struck out 3.
Well, Mendoza started very well, retiring the first 8 Red Sox batters. But after that, really struggled, and is still responsible for the runners at 1st and 3rd. It's 3+, 5 hits, and so far a touch for 5 runs. Walked 3, struck out 2. Varitek's at 3rd. Sean Casey's at 1st. Nobody's out, and here comes Jed Lowry. He was the first guy to get a hit tonight against Mendoza. Lowry, who drove in 3 runs in his major league debut at Cleveland, the most for a Red Sox player in his major league debut since Merrill Combs drove in 4. But you got to go back to September 12th of 1947 for that, and at the time was against the St. Louis Browns. Strike 1. And the Red Sox minor league offensive player of the year last year, splitting the season between Portland and Pawtucket. Lifts the 0-1 down the left field line. Murphy this time over to make the catch. Varitek's tagging. Here comes the throw from Murphy. It's offline. Varitek in, and a 6-1 Red Sox lead. Lowry with another RBI, this time on a sacrifice fly. And the Red Sox lead at 6-1.
That doesn't matter how you get him in, just get him in. And Lowry with that slight uppercut swing, able to lift the ball down toward the corner. You see Murphy trying to position himself for the throw, but it's going to be up the first base line, and Veritek scores. Going very limited playing time for Lowry. 4 runs batted in already.
Now Ellsbury jacks one to center. Hamilton back. Can't get it. And they're going to be running a while. Casey around from first base. Ellsbury headed for third. He'll get there. It's a triple and it's another run, and it's 7-1.
Ellsbury jumps on the first pitch. A ball that stays about belt high, and Hamilton makes a nice effort at this, but it's hit too hard. And it's going to be up over the glove, and boy, that's when you start to think about inside the park home run. Any kind of bad bounce out there, and that would have been a possibility.
Now they bring the infield in all the way around for Pedroia, with Ellsbury at third base and 1 out. The runs are all charged to Mendoza, so the book closed 3+, 7 runs. They're all earned as Pedroia drives one to deep left field, up, back, gone. Into the monster seats. It's home run number 1 of the year for last year's Rookie of the Year. Red Sox lead it 9-1.
Well, we had that shot in the dugout of the 3 players, the 3 young guys, and what have they done? Lowry with a sacrifice fly, Ellsbury with a triple to drive in a run, and then Pedroia, he finds the monster seats for the 2-run home run. 7-game hitting streak now for Pedroia, and the Red Sox have opened this one up early. Pedroia on that fastball up and in. Now we highlighted the Red Sox offense down in the open, and it's certainly here tonight.
Well, here's the guy who provided the first 4 runs of the night for Boston on the grand slam. I mean, looking to point to something would turn the corner for Ortiz beginning of the season, but none's been bigger than this one tonight. The grand slam in the 3rd. Red Sox were trailing 1-0 with 2 outs and the bases loaded. 8th career grand slam for David Ortiz.
And I like David's stance better now. You know, he was straight up and down, it seemed like, early in the season. And now he's back in that little crouch with his feet spread out.
He's saying he got hit. And they're going to give him first base. Terry Meals not going to disagree. He didn't call it, which is kind of strange. He let David talk him into it.
Someone said, "Okay, David, I believe you. You never lie to me."
He didn't make the call and stood around for a second or two. David made his argument. He said, "Sure, take your base."
It has not been a happy Meals tonight, has it? That was kind of strange, wasn't it? It's almost like, okay, David, you say you'll get hit, go ahead and take first base.
Washington trying to figure out, did you or did you not make the call? See if we can see where it hit him.
Take a look in the double box here. Yeah, it looks like it did change directions. It looks like it did maybe get them just below the knee. But the umpire did not make a call, and I think that's what Ron Washington is upset about.
Ron may be going soon.
I don't know. Tough to tell.
I think it did change direction, though. And then Big Papi right away pointing to it, talking him into it. Don't see that every day. The 8th man to bat here in the 4th inning. The Red Sox sent 8 men to bat in the 3rd. They've opened it up 9-1. Red Sox on top. Manny 1 for 2. Mendoza charged with 7 runs. Roop's been charged with 2 runs of his own. He's trying to just get through the 4th inning now, with Ramirez batting with still just 1 out in the inning. And it's ball 2. Foul tip 2-1.
That's unusual to see Manny swinging a bad pitch and his count 2-0.
Euclid waiting on deck, still 1 out in the inning. Red Sox dealing with Josh Roop, who's a 25-year-old from Virginia Beach, Virginia. With right elbow troubles last year and over the last 2 seasons. Chopped softly to Blaylock at third. He stumbles but goes to second, and they get the lead runner for out number 2 as Manny reaches at first.
I doubt that even if Blaylock did not stumble, they would have been able to turn over that double play. Just not hit hard enough by Ramirez. But it was a little bit of a misstep by Blaylock before he did make the throw to second base. Just a little slip.
So 2 down Manny at first base, and here's Kevin Euclid. He was grounded out twice, both times to the left side. Now started 8 of the last 9 games at third base in the absence of Mike Lowell. When you think about the transition that he has made, it's been seamless to third base for a guy who spent so much time at first base. To make that move to third base and just pick up where he left off, Gold Glove style. And for Terry Francona and the Red Sox, really very fortunate to have that kind of depth. I mean, you can do that and then have a guy like Sean Casey at first base. On the ground again to Young. The second for the force out. Boston gathers 5 more runs. 9-1 Red Sox through 4 from Fenway. Red Sox on top 9-1. And after a 20-minute wait for Daisuke in the third inning, while the Red Sox were scoring 4 times, a 23-minute wait in the fourth inning, while the Red Sox scored 5 times. The numbers for Matsuzaka, who's thrown 82 pitches as he starts things here in the fifth. And it's Ben Broussard who leads it off for Texas and is quickly ahead 2-0. I wonder if the wait will have any kind of impact on Matsuzaka. He's trying to get through the fifth and give himself a chance to grab his 4th win without a loss. It's ball 3. Broussard, Kinsler, and Young 9-1 and 2 for the Rangers, who now trail by 8 runs on a night in which they scored first. Popped up, foul off third, should reach the seats. Youkilis over, and it's back into the crowd.
Well, Red Sox fans, remember that if you need medical care while at Fenway, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox and Red Sox Nation. And even if you're not a Red Sox fan, you still can use the medical stand behind Section 12.
This one fouled off to the left by Broussard.
We certainly would prefer that you would be, but there are visitors sometimes that come here from other places that may not be, but
they're still welcome.
Still welcome there to get medical care.
Are you going to visit during the game to get your back checked on, or are you feeling better?
Actually, I'm having a pretty good day today.
Broussard strikes out. Daisuke got down 3-0, comes back to get him. 4th strikeout of the night for Daisuke.
Broussard is one of those guys that does usually have a very high strikeout number when the season's over. That ball on the outside part of the plate, maybe off the outside edge. It's the 12th time Broussard has struck out this season with 3 walks. But he also has the ability to hit the long ball.
One down for Ian Kinsler, who has struck out double and scored the only Texas run so far tonight as he takes strike 1. Red Sox out hitting the Rangers 7-3. One of the biggest differences in the run column, with the Red Sox on top 9-1. Fly ball to right center. Ellsbury headed over into right center with Drew next to him, and it'll be JD. 2 down.
FW Webb is proud to be the official supplier of plumbing, heating, and cooling supplies for the Boston Red Sox. To learn more about how FW Webb can help you, contact your local professional contractor or visit fwwebb.com. FW Webb, we've got it.
2 outs in the top half of the 5th. Michael Young has been aboard twice tonight for Texas. A double and a walk. That's his 3rd look at Daisuke Matsuzaka. It's a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. They will be here for the weekend. Of course, the 11 a.m. start time on Monday, Patriots Day.
If I'm not mistaken, Don, isn't Sunday a 1:30 start? Last year they were 2 o'clock starts on the weekend, but I think they moved it up a half hour.
It is 1:30. So a couple of day games on the homestand. You got the Sunday day game, the morning game Monday, and then a getaway day against the Angels on Thursday of next week, which is a 1:35 start time at Fenway, where the Red Sox head to Tampa Bay. Two and 2 to Michael Young. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Lowry to his left continues to be perfect. 1-2-3 in the fifth. Halfway through this one, 9-1 Boston. Park as we head to the last half of the fifth.
That sign that was coming down, they have just been engaged. And congratulations to them. I think the way she was looking at him, I think it may last. I don't know how long.
Yeah, that's kind of vague. I mean, it could last a week. What is that?
I'm saying it's going to last till at least the marriage date. After that, I can't promise anything.
All bets are off.
Yeah. And she looked very taken back by the gentleman.
Oh, there we go. It's a better look. Can't really see the sign though. It's down and in, and it's 2-2 now to J.D. Drew. It's actually 1-2. There's a better look at the sign. Their announcement that they just got engaged. And you like their future based on what?
Well, look at her. Look at her. She's in love.
She likes him.
She's in love.
Right now, though.
That all stops.
It's a public showing.
Once you get married, that all stops, that lovey-dovey stuff.
Are you telling me the bliss is gone?
Well, there's always some bliss there, but you know, you get into little things like, you know, your stuff doesn't belong here, and pick this up, and you know.
2-2. It's chop foul. I noticed that lately you've been getting on this computer thing now. You have a computer, you travel a computer, you got one at home, but you got to find a better spot for your computer.
Oh yeah,
on the kitchen table.
Yeah,
and that's brutal. People come over, somebody come to the door.
Well, first of all, that's the argument I've been having. Nobody ever comes to my house, so nobody's going to see the computer on the table. And if anybody does come to my house, I'll remove the computer. That's a little thing we've been having back and forth.
I know, but how do you know somebody's not going to ring the doorbell? Next thing you know, you get a computer on the table.
Nobody's allowed in my house.
Drew jacks it to center. Hamilton's been running around, and he runs this one down. Nice running catch by Josh Hamilton to rob Drew of what probably would have been a triple at least.
They got a very good jump on that ball in center field, and Hamilton, a very talented young player, makes that play going away. That ball gets over his head. It's a short triple for J.D. Drew. That had rolled all the way to the 420. We saw Ellsbury get one over his head earlier in the game, last inning, as a matter of fact. This one he's able to track down. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, Don, because now when I get home, the computer will probably be gone from where I want it, as you've taken the side of my wife. This has been an ongoing battle since I returned from Japan.
Well, the computer is a new development for you, the laptop.
Right. Yeah, and I get addicted to it. And instead of having to walk all the way up the stairs, I'm not a young man, I have it right down there so I can check things.
But you got to remember, you're not home all that often. When you're not there,
that's my point. I'm not home very often. Why can't the computer stay there while I'm home?
But it's still there. You know, she's got to live with it right in the middle of the room the whole time. Plus, it reminds her of you, which could be part of the problem too. It's yours. Broussard will handle it.
You sound like her now. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'll get home the computer. I won't be able to find it. Duncan. When the Red Sox win, you win at Dunkin' Donuts. Get a free 16-ounce iced coffee and iced tea with the purchase of a flatbread sandwich or pizza. Offer good after 11 a.m. the day after every Red Sox victory. Price and participation may vary as well as applicable taxes. It's a limited time offer between now and June 24th, so get yours while supplies last.
How did they ever find this guy twice in the same night?
Oh, man.
Look at him. That is so shiny.
He's clubbing. He's got a club.
You got to love the winter hat along with it, too.
That's part of the look. I mean, you don't see that kind of shirt at the ballpark very often, you know, so you know he's going clubbing.
This is just a step on the way to where he's headed.
Oh, they're taking pictures with him.
What it looks like.
Maybe he's a celebrity.
That looks a little bit like Edge from U2. The first base, Broussard to his right, covering the bag is Root. Much easier time for Texas pitching this inning. Red Sox down in order. 9-1. Sixth inning, Daisuke Matsuzaka's got a 9-1 lead to work with. Josh Hamilton after the first pitch. And Manny Ramirez, as it finally comes down, makes the catch.
Covidien is a proud sponsor of the Boston Red Sox and the Red Sox Foundation, helping to raise money for life-saving cancer research.
One down, 5 in a row, retired by Daisuke Matsuzaka. And Milton Bradley, the batter, he's walked and struck out, much to his chagrin, last time up. Now waiting around as he hits a one-hopper, a fair ball up into the seats. And he'll have a double with one out here in the 6th inning. The 4th Texas hit of the night.
Now that's a 13-game hitting streak now for Milton Bradley. As you're right, Don, he didn't wait around this time to have a call made against him. Jumps on the first pitch, hooking, but stays in fair territory and then up into the seats for the double. So 13 games in a row now for Milton Bradley.
One out, one on. Hank Blaylock, the batter. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to first on 2 occasions. Both times Sean Casey's been up to the task.
Got a first ball swinging this inning off Daisuke. Which with the pitch count now up over 90. This will probably be his last inning. Lopez continues to throw down in that bullpen for the Red Sox. Remember last time out 116 for Matsuzaka.
The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports. The opposing batting averages. Daisuke Matsuzaka is third. 166 off Daisuke. Saw Markham on that list. Of course, the Red Sox have faced him already this season. He was tough against Boston. 1-1 down the left field line. That'll make its way back into the seats.
Is that where the guy with the sequin shirt is sitting?
See if we can see some shimmying.
I hope it's all green lights on the way home tonight.
To right field. Far and deep for Blaylock. And gone into the Red Sox bullpen. 2-run shot, his 3rd home run of the year. And the Rangers come back with 2 here in the 6th inning. It's now 9-3 Boston. And here comes Terry Francona to get Daisuke. Javier Lopez coming into the game here, 9-1. Red Sox on top half of the 6th.
Continues with Game 6 live from the Garden on NESN, while the Red Sox Rangers game can be found live on NESN Plus channels, including MetroCast 23 or 38 in Connecticut, 72 in New Hampshire and Maine, RCN Channel 8, and local time Warner Cable channels. Find your NESN Plus channel at NESN.com. Live coverage begins at 5:30 on NESN with back-to-back shows. When seasons collide, it's 2 great teams on one great night.
9-3 Red Sox on top. Texas on a 2-run home run chases Daisuke from the game. As his call to the bullpen is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, Javier Lopez.
Lopez's last outing coming against the Indians back on the 15th. He's had some time off, 2/3 of an inning in that game. Did get about 1 earned run. Overall, his 8th appearance of the season, but only 4 2/3 innings combined. Now Blaylock there, no signs of a stiff back, which caused him to be out of the lineup last night up in Toronto, as he really got into one in that Red Sox bullpen. Blaylock had been late on a fastball previous, but not late on this one.
So Lopez comes in with 1 out, and thanks to that 2-run home run, the base is empty. David Murphy takes a pitch inside for ball 1. So for 2, he's fouled out to the catcher Jason Varitek, popped out to short Jed Lowry. In on the hands and line down the right field line, foul. David Murphy and Kaysen Gabbard going to Texas for Eric Gagne. The trade deadline last season. We'll see Gabbard on Monday as he'll pitch for Texas. He's so far 1-0 with a 2.41 earned run average. He matched up against Clay Buchholz in the Monday morning game here at Fenway.
Yeah, he is 9th in the league in ERA. Millwood is 10th in the league, so they get 2 Rangers starting pitchers in the top 10.
See Millwood on Sunday. It's Jason Jennings who's had a tough start for Texas. He's 0-3 with an 8.79 ERA going here tomorrow. He's matched up against John Lester. Well, Daisuke throwing over 100 pitches in his 5 1/3 innings tonight. Murphy pops it up to Lowry again. And there's 2 down in the inning.
Now that's the effect right there that Lopez can have on left-handed hitters. You saw the backside for Murphy on the breaking ball just kind of go in the wrong direction. Very off-balance swing, hard to generate any kind of pop at all when you're fooled like that.
So 2 down, Frank Catalanato bats.
I mentioned on a lot of lefties in this lineup, and Lopez could be very busy all weekend long.
Catalanato's grounded out to first and doubled. Media asking Terry Francona before the game about the return of David Murphy and Kaysen Gabbard. He's happy for both of them. And it's one of those things where you see your players that you kind of groomed within the organization go someplace else. And at the time, Terry said he thought it was a great move and they had to do it. Sometimes you use those prospects to grab bigger chips, and that's what happened. But certainly keeps an eye on those guys through box scores and everything else, hoping they do well. And quite frankly, you know, the log jam here, we're not going to play here, and they have a chance to go someplace and play every day, and that's what they're doing. And certainly the Red Sox happy for them. Both of them receiving their rings tonight as part of last year's club.
I know when I was heading up to go to Terry Francona's press conference, Jack McCormick was going to present the ring to Kaysen Gabbard. They were up working out, I guess, in the Red Sox workout area.
Ball 4 and Catalanato down to first base. This kid walked 2 while he was in there in 5 1/3. First walk allowed by Javier Lopez.
That's interesting when you talk about guys like Murphy and Gabbard, guys who have been traded, young players. Actually, the coaching staff and the managers get very close to those guys in spring training because they play a lot. They make a lot of the road trips that the veterans don't make. Veterans usually get in maybe 2-3 at bats, and those guys play a lot of the game, so they really get pretty close to them.
David Murphy in his time played 23 games in 2 years for the Red Sox, 06 and 07. That'll be a chance to play every day. This one on the ground at Lowry and go to second base for the force out that ends the top of the 6th. Texas gets 2 back. on the Blaylock home run, but it's still 9-3 Boston. Nine to 3, Red Sox on top. Last half of the 6th inning, and it's Jed Lowry. Lines it into right field. He's got himself another hit. What a start for Jed Lowry.
Well, you know, as we mentioned in the game in Cleveland, he was the Offensive Player of the Year for the Red Sox minor leaguers last year. And here we look at the hits tonight. First of all, the double going to the opposite field on a fastball that's down and in, and this time pulling the fastball that's down and out over the plate.
He just exudes relaxed kind of confidence. He did that before the ball game in his first start. He just looks comfortable.
He does.
A double in the 3rd, a single in the 6th, in between a sacrifice fly to pick up his 4th RBI. In there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Ellsbury's been aboard twice, a walk and a triples, knocked in a run. On the right field line, foul.
Well, very shortly, we're going to have a lot going on around here. You got the Red Sox, you got, of course, the big Bruins game coming up tomorrow night. Hopefully that series will continue. Celtics will be starting their playoff run Sunday night.
Yep.
The Marathon on Monday.
Fouled off to the left, hangs at 0-2. With the United States Women's Olympic qualifying marathon trials, that'll take place on Sunday beginning at 8 a.m. And parts of Massachusetts and Commonwealth Aves, as well as Boylston Street, will be shut down from 7 a.m. until approximately 12 noon. They're going to make things tricky.
For highlights of all of the ongoing things in Boston, make sure you tune in to Sports Desk. They'll have everything covered.
And fans encouraged, certainly, who are attending Sunday and Monday's games, to use public transportation whenever possible.
We're very fortunate in Nesson. They treat us with tremendous kindness, and on those type of days they let us use that Nesson helicopter to get from Watertown to here to the ballpark, and that TC uses every night to get back to the studio quickly.
Ball 3, full count.
Some of the Nesson helicopters that we were talking about. Now that's Tom Caron's. That's a beautifully luxury helicopter. It's like the president's. This is us.
This is us. It's kind of like a buggy in the air.
He's just like, it's like the presidential helicopter. He's got all kind of controls in there. And I was on electricity. Does DC let his analysts ride back with him?
I don't think so. Ball 4. Ellsbury works his second walk of the night. First 2 have reached.
Coming up immediately following the game, it's W.B. Mason's Extra Innings with Tom Caron and Ken Maka, who will break down Daisuke Matsuzaka start tonight in the series opener. Plus, you'll see and hear all the post-game reaction, including manager Terry Francona's live press conference. It's all coming up right after the game, live on Nesson.
Third time Jacoby Ellsbury's got on base. We had Lowry at second, Ellsbury at first, and Dustin Pedroia the batter. He's grounded out, walked, and homered. His 2-run shot in the 4th, his first home run of 2008. Pitch a strike and the count 1-1. Ron Washington hoped that Josh Roop can get some outs. He's gone the last inning plus now in relief of Luis Mendoza. A strike, and it's 1-2. Pedroia able to hit a 2-run shot in the 4th inning. One of 2 Red Sox home runs, the other the grand slam by Ortiz. Pedroia hit 8 of them last year as part of his Rookie of the Year season. 8 homers, 50 RBIs, 139 games. Far and away the most that he had hit in the previous 3 seasons. He had hit 8 home runs before between Portland and Pawtucket in 05. Down on the count, 1-2. 2 on, nobody out here in the 6th. And the Red Sox on top by 6. Popped up left side. 1 down in the 6th inning. Here's Big Papi. The grand slam in the 3rd inning that gave the Red Sox their first lead of the night. Hit by a pitch last time up. swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Jed Lowry at second, Jacoby Ellsbury at first, one down in the Boston 6th inning. Fouled off to the left, and it's 1-2. In 70 career games against the Texas Rangers, Ortiz with a .287 batting average and 16 home runs against the Rangers in his career. Down and in, and it's 2-2. Think of all the offense the Red Sox have provided this season, and they've done it without the guy that normally provides much of their offense, David Ortiz. To left, Murphy coming in and hooked, and he makes the catch. And there's two down.
Now, in most ballparks, that would be a base hit for David Ortiz. But here at Fenway, of course, you have the advantage of playing a little bit more shallow than you normally would because of that left field wall and the line drive right at Murphy. So there's a case where you have a very good at bat, hit the ball hard, but you don't get a base hit.
So two down, first and second. Here comes Manning. Struck out in the second, singled in the third, and then reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth inning. This would be pitch 50 for the right-handed reliever Josh Root. On the ground at Young. Go to second for the force out that concludes the 6th inning. Done with 6. Red Sox on top by 6, 9-3.
Official online shop of the Red Sox at redsox.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps and t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Shop the redsox.com shop.
Well, new left fielder for the Red Sox, Joe Thurston, is in the game for Boston. He takes over for Manny Ramirez, a pinch hitter at the plate right now for Texas. As Botts, right-handed batter here, steps in. He bats for Ben Broussard. Usain Bots, he started back-to-back games for Texas, was off tonight until now. Broussard had been 0 for 2 in the game tonight. Javier Lopez got the last 2 outs in the 6th inning, back out there for the top of the 7th. Fly ball lifted foul down the right field line, back and out of play. Just joining us tonight, 5 1/3 from Daisuke, 5 hits, 3 runs, including a 2-run shot by Hank Blaylock. He walked 2, struck out 4, and has a chance to pick up his 4th win without a loss. Lopez thrown 15 pitches since coming in. It's Bots now, then Kinsler and Young here in the top of the 7th. Fouled off again and a full count. Top of the order, Kinsler on deck. On the ground, and Lowry picks and throws, and there's 1 down in the 7th. It's time for a game break, and it's time for Tom Caron. All right, Tom, thanks very much. Well, you said it last night, Jerry. Boy, you got to wonder about the youth of the Yankees starting pitchers and how that's going to work out. It's going to play a big part in this season for both the Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah, you know, we listened in yesterday. Joe Girardi has tremendous confidence in Phillip Hughes, even though he's off to a tough start. And he was saying everything positive, all the right things. You know, how he's going to get better and better. And we expect him to run off a number of wins in a row. But you can bet if the struggles continue, they'll be out there looking for some pitching.
And the problem being is Lowry's tested again. There's 2 outs. You can live with that if your veterans are getting it done. But after watching Mussina last night, they got to be very worried about him too.
Yeah, you know, he threw last night in that game like there's something wrong. I mean, you know, I think the game that he pitched here in Boston was a better game, and it looked like his ball had a little more life to it. Last night, it didn't look like he had much on the ball at all. And of course, the Red Sox just, especially Manny, beat him up pretty good. But you see an outing like that, you wonder, you know, is there something physically wrong? I thought he had a pretty good curveball last night, Don, but fastball didn't have much on it.
Michael Young with a check swing foul.
And you know, he's got to be perfect with his pitches. And last night he was not. His fastball in particular left it out over the plate. Well, he's going to wear those pants now, like above his kitchen.
Yes.
Like those guys, and you get real fat and
just below his chest, so you hide the waistline.
Yeah.
He goes to a lot of events and eats a lot. That's the problem.
Well, he continues to get fatter, but the original Wally in the chair just continues to remain the same weight.
He's America's guest. In fact, the Wally in the chair seems to have lost some beads and gets thinner every year.
He's never put on a pound. As a matter of fact, he's lost weight because this is the original one, and it's like the beans are like going.
It's crushed in your bag. Some of the other stuff you put in your bag. He's always smiling.
What's he got? An ice bag?
to center. Ellsbury coming in, and he'll make the running catch. Got a good jump. It's the end of the top of the 7th, so it's 7th inning stretch, and it's time for a Sports Desk Update with Hazel May. Jordan's Furniture is the official furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Log on to Jordans.com for New England's largest selection of brand name furniture and mattresses. How about you?
Yeah. Nice and comfortable.
Youkilis to left field and in for a hit. Youkilis had been 0 for 3 tonight, but after that first pitch, and aboard for his first hit of the night.
And that keeps the streak alive for Kevin Youkilis. 7 straight games now for Uke.
First baseman is Jason Botts, who stays in the game. He pinch hit for Broussard, and he will hold on Youkilis to begin things here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Roop out there for his 4th inning of relief and has thrown 51 pitches. There is action behind him in the pen. Right-hander Nippert is up.
A lot of new names in the bullpen this year for the Texas Rangers. The closer, C.J. Wilson.
J.D. pops it up foul, backing out of play, and it's 0-2.
What you got to do for me, Don? Do you have any guts at all?
Depends what it is.
Go to the RemReport.com, and there's a section in there called Nation's Idol. It's a new contest we're having where you sing. You can sing any song you want for as long as you want. You get voted on every month. And at the end of the year, we're going to have a sing-off.
I don't think I have the guts for that. I can't sing.
Well, it's like karaoke. I mean, I see you do it all the time on the road.
Yeah, but yeah. It sounds like a great thing, but I'm not going to participate if it's okay. But it sounds good.
I think that people would like to see you on there, and we get a chance to vote. Maybe you'd be one of the finalists.
All I can remember was it you doing Christmas carols a couple of years ago?
Yes, under the influence of pain medication.
I was wondering what all the slurring was about.
I just had my knee operated on, as a matter of fact, so I was heavily medicated, and we decided to sing Christmas carols.
Really good. I'm sure you won a Grammy.
Well, why don't you try out at Nation's Idol? Try it.
I'll see.
Really? Yeah. At the end of the day, we'll have a big contest, dinner, all that.
The dinner I would go to.
You may be the winner.
Down and in to Drew, and the count 2-2. I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier. We have an 8-year Major League veteran director who was bumped from his chair last night on the flight. What happened there?
Well, you know, when you've been around a long time, you get kind of territorial on the airplane. You get a certain seat that you have all the time. And last night, I won't mention any names, but someone who has not been around a long time took Mike Narachi's seat, and I was shocked when I walked on the plane to see that. Now Mike kept his cool about it, very professional.
So like somebody who might be here like 1 year or something.
I'm not going to give the name away because that'd just be embarrassing somebody publicly, and I would never do that.
The Kinsler at second base trying to turn 2. They do, and there's 2 down here in the 7th inning.
But it was very rude, and you know, Mike called me over and said, "Can you believe this?" And I at first didn't know what he was talking about, and then he pointed it out, and I said, "Wow, that is a slap in the face."
I'm sure it'll never happen again. I mean, did you, kind of as the veteran, the senior broadcast guy here, did you get involved? Did you think to go over and mention it? Maybe you didn't know.
If it does happen again, I will. But it was such a short flight that I really didn't have time to get into it and didn't want to get into it. But if it does happen again, I think it is my responsibility probably to go over and say something.
Two 2-0 the count to Jason Varitek. He doubled, knocked in a run in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1.
Well, Roop is given some innings here. When the starter gets knocked out early, he has come in and done a pretty decent job.
Ron Washington and his Rangers had a 1-0 lead tonight with the Red Sox with 4 in the 3rd, 5 in the 4th inning. And a quick attack chasing Luis Mendoza from the game, who gave up 7 of the 9 runs the Red Sox have. Part of the home runs tonight, Dustin Pedroia with a 2-run shot in the 4th inning. A grand slam for David Ortiz. And a 9-3 Red Sox lead as they bat here in the bottom of the 7th. Right side to Botts. He'll take it himself, and the Red Sox are gone in the 7th. We head for the 8th. It's 9-3 Boston. Park. It's time now for the game summary brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Well, tonight for the Red Sox, David Ortiz with a grand slam in the 3rd inning with the Red Sox down 1-0. His 8th career grand slam, 2nd homer of the year. And Jed Lowry has been part of the Red Sox offense tonight and has had a great start to his major league career. A couple of hits tonight, including this double in the third inning. On a night when Daisuke Matsuzaka may come away with his 4th win without a loss, as Matsuzaka tonight goes 5 1/3, giving up 3 runs. And the Red Sox have a 9-3 lead as we head to the 8th. A new battery for the Red Sox. Kevin Cash taking over behind the plate for Jason Varitek, and the new Boston pitcher is David Aardsma.
Now for Aardsma, this will be his 9th appearance in 10 innings. He has 7 strikeouts, 6 walks, and has allowed 2 earned runs. Opponents hitting 171. Last outing at Yankee Stadium a couple of days ago. Pitched 2 innings in that game, 2 scoreless innings.
Josh Hamilton has struck out at a sacrifice fly and fly to the left. The RBI, his 16th of the year. It's been a great start for Hamilton. Aardsma's got a lot of use so far, as has the rest of the Red Sox bullpen.
Well, you heard, yep, the shoo-shoo, and it's because the pitch was over 95 miles an hour. That sound effect, that one topped at 96 by David Aardsma.
Oh, right back at him. I don't know where it hit him as he flips to first base for the out. And now they'll check on Aardsma. Could hear it from here, wherever it hit.
It sounded like it got all skin, too, all flesh. We'll see. A rocket by Hamilton right back through the middle, and yeah, it looked like it got him maybe off the wrist. I guess if there's anything fortunate about it, it was not his throwing arm. But that can't feel good.
I'm going to throw a warm-up toss here or two, make sure he's all right. But
now, coming up after the game, stay with us for Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra with Tom Caron and Ken Maka. They'll bring you all the reaction from the Red Sox clubhouse, including a one-on-one conversation with pitching coach John Farrell. Plus a preview of Game 2 of this series tomorrow night as John Lester faces off against Jason Jennings. It's all coming up right after the game, and it's all live on NESN.
So 1 out, and Aardsma hit on the wrist on a comebacker right at him. Stays in to deal with Milton Bradley, who's been on base twice tonight. He walked in the first, struck out in the third, and then doubled in the 6th inning. And the strike, and it's 1-1. So we saw 5 1/3 from Daisuke. Javier Lopez worked an inning and 2/3 of relief for the Red Sox out of the pen, giving up no hits. He walked a batter, no runs. Didn't strike anybody out.
In case you missed the game the other night, that new sound effect, that swoosh swoosh that we hear, is for pitches that are over 95 miles an hour. And that's 2 of them so far for David Aardsma. Ooh, 97. That was a loud. Swoosh.
Swing and a miss. Aardsma strikes out Bradley. 2 down in the 8th.
Yeah, David Osmond's done some nice work for the Red Sox. He had a couple of very good innings against the Yankees the other night. Here he goes with the split-fingered fastball that dives down and away from Bradley. You combine a fastball at 96, 97 and able to throw that pitch down in the zone, you're going to have success.
Two down for Hank Blaylock, who homered in the 6th inning, a 2-run shot. It's a fly ball down the left field line that'll make its way foul. And it's 1-2 now to Blaylock. On the ground and through into right field, a base hit. So Blaylock picks up his 2nd hit of the night and a 2-out single this time.
Well, Blaylock's had a nice night. The 2-run home run off Daisuke back in the 6th inning, and now he gets the splitter again, but this one stays a little bit higher in the zone, and he's able to hook it for the base hit. Not quite down as much as the one to Milton Bradley.
Mike Semlin up in the Red Sox pen, just getting up. With 2 outs here in the 8th and a runner at first, it's David Murphy, and he takes ball 1. Game 2 of the series, John Lester up against Jason Jennings. Game time here at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Fenway Park. They play night baseball, followed by a couple of day games on Sunday afternoon and Monday morning.
That one's always a tough one for the crew. You know, we obviously our great crew that we work here in Boston with has to get here very early. We have our production meeting at about 5:30 on that day to go over what we're going to do in the game.
Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Last year was the 10 o'clock start. Remember that?
Even earlier, yeah.
4:30 we had the meeting.
Last year was a long meeting, too, because I know we had a lot of stuff going on that day, and it was right up to almost game time. Two and 2 the count. Just off the outside edge. Full count, still working in that 97 miles per hour range. Able to get Hamilton. It was a hard out for Aardsma off his wrist, but he threw out Hamilton, then struck out Bradley. The single for Blaylock, and the 3-2 now, and it's ball 4 to Murphy. So the Rangers now with runners at first and second and 2 down. Timlin up in the bullpen, still warming as Frank Catalanato stands in. A 6-run pad right now for the Red Sox. Texas batting in the 8th as they try to get Aardsma through this 8th inning. And it's ball 1, not close.
Now, I guess if anything, you know, that John Farrell and Terry Francona would like to see out of Aardsma, they know he's got terrific stuff. I mean, that's been highlighted with his fastball, the velocity, the splitter, but being able to throw more strikes. Walks have been a little bit of a problem for him. Behind 2-0. And that's going to bring Farrell out. He walks a guy, then quickly falls behind 2-0 to Frank Catalanato. Looks like Terry may be getting someone else checking to see if Timlin's ready down in the bullpen.
Looks like Okajima is going to be joining him. First and second, 2 down here in the 8th. After visit to the mound for Farrell, another ball from Ardsman. It's 3-0. Timlin and Okajima. See if he can throw a strike here. 3-0. And he pours it right in there. 3-1. Gerald Laird on deck with 2 outs in the 8th for Texas. Fouled off and a full count. Ardsman battling back. Ball 4, he walks him, and the Rangers have the bases loaded here in the 8th.
After a couple of quick outs, the base hit, the one off the wrist, and then back-to-back walks.
So he's going to stick with him here with the bases loaded, 2 down for Gerald Laird. It was 0 for 3. He's grounded out, flied out, grounded into a fielder's choice. And it's popped up, foul, back and out of play.
Not a bad spot for a hitter to be in. You know, he's showing some control problems, but yeah, with the bases loaded, you know that on that first pitch he desperately wants to throw a strike. Laird jumping on it, but fouling it back. His name popped up a few times, didn't it, in the offseason, about maybe Red Sox having some interest in Gerald Laird?
He's been outstanding at throwing out base runners as he swings and misses, down 0-2.
Slider that time from Ardsmer. So the third pitch in his arsenal, the fastball, the splitter, and the slider.
Blaylock at third, Murphy at second, Catalanato at first, 2 down. Ball 1-2.
Looked like Meals wanted to call this a strike. I thought I saw a little flinch with that right arm, but maybe not. Breaking ball again.
Strike 3. They leave him loaded in the 8th. Red Sox lead at 9-3 after 7.5.
30, join Tom Curran and Ken Marker for Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show live from Yorkie Way. They'll preview John Lester's attempt to get back on track after his up outing last Monday in Cleveland, plus a preview of Game 6 between the Bruins and Canadiens, and the Boston Globe's Nick Capato will bring you the latest from the Sox clubhouse. It's all tomorrow night at 5:30 live from Yorkie Way on NESN.
Well, David Ardsman getting out of the jam, the bases loaded spot, as he was able to strike him out to end the inning.
Yeah, a little battle with some wildness, but then that fastball right on the corner. How do you figure? You walk a couple of guys, you struggle to control, and he paints the outside corner for the strikeout with the fastball.
New Texas pitcher as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It's Dustin Nippert into the game.
5th appearance of the season for Nippert. He has worked 5 1/3, 7 earned runs allowed. Ooh, wow. This ball had to bounce 10 feet in front of home plate and come up and hit Gerald Laird right in the mass. Did he get lit? Yeah, it did. Wow. Nippert coming over, as you look at his numbers, from Arizona. A trade that was made on March 28th for minor leaguer Jose Marte.
Sean Casey with a single in the 4th, who's 1 for 3 tonight, as he bats in the 8th with the Red Sox on top by 6, 9-3. Slaps it foul, and it's 1-2.
97 on that radar gun on that last fastball from Nippert.
Still checking out the wrist on the line drive back at him and off the wrist.
He was describing it to Mike Lowell. Maybe he got a little bit of the glove also.
Casey sends one down the left field line. Murphy will move over to play it as Casey heads for second. The throw from Murphy is going to be close, but not in time.
Well, you saw that Nippert throws hard, 97 miles an hour, and Casey a little bit late with the swing, but good results as he plants it right down in that left field corner. Good hustle to head for a slide into second base. And his second hit of the night. Also hit a line drive back in the 3rd inning. Hit that ball hard to Michael Young. So it's been a good night for Sean Casey again.
So leadoff double. Here's Jed Lowry. He's got 2 hits and a sacrifice fly tonight. 4 RBIs in the big leagues. Take strike 1.
Another good night for Lowry. A couple of hits and a sacrifice fly, using the whole field, opposite field, back in the 3rd inning for a double, and then pulling the ball in the 6th inning to pick up his second hit. Those hits sandwiched in between a sacrifice fly.
Fouls this off, and it's 1-2. Luis Mendoza in 3 innings for Texas, charged with 7 runs. Josh Roop gives up 2 runs. And now Dustin Nippert, the 3rd pitcher tonight for Texas. Roop was able to log a lot of time as he gave him 4 innings of relief. The 1-2 to Lowry. And it's strike 3.
I don't think Lowry can believe he called that pitch a strike. When you look at it, it looked like that ball was up and away. And of course, being young, Lowry doesn't want to say very much to an umpire, but it didn't appear to be that close, did it? No. It's almost like he was stunned and couldn't believe that it was called a strike. Big Poppy can't believe it either.
Cued foul by Ellsbury.
Can't swing at that pitch because you can't hit it. If you do, it's going to go foul.
Not that far outside as Ortiz showed him. A long way outside.
Nothing to do but reach for a double bubble after that.
Ellsbury takes ball 1-1-1. He's walked twice, tripled after grounding out back in the first inning. A strike, and it's 1-2. Everybody in the Red Sox starting nine, with the exception of J.D. Drew, has got a base hit tonight. Drew did get on base, though, back in the fourth inning with a walk, and he scored a run. As the Red Sox have 10 hits, along with their 9 runs. It's ball 2 to Ellsbury, and it's 2-2. Pedroia on deck. Texas comes up, and it will be at the very least a 6-run advantage for the Red Sox. Jason Botts, the number 9 hitter, followed by Kinsler and Young. 9-1-2. Is that Timlin back up again in the Red Sox pen?
Looks like it is from here.
Ball 3, and it's a full count. It is Timlin back up. He had been up alongside Okajima, as Ardsma was able to work through the top half of the 8th. Check swing foul.
Ellsbury tonight is a leadoff man, on base 3 times. A couple of walks. A triple, a drive, and a run. Pedroia on base twice. He's down the bottom of the lineup. Casey on there twice. Lowry a couple of times. A lot of opportunities tonight for the Red Sox. And of course, Ellsbury doing his job as a leadoff man, getting on base.
Ball 4, he walks Ellsbury, is on base again. 3rd time he's got on the base on balls.
He's got 11 walks already on the season.
Seen a total of 18 pitches in his last 2 at bats. It's 1st and 2nd, 1 down for Dustin Pedroia, who's been on twice himself. A walk in the 3rd, followed up by the 2-run home run in the 4th inning. Ball 1. There's a strike, 1-1, poured in there at 95 miles per hour by Dustin Nippert. Made his major league debut in 2005. He was a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
2-1.
Well, the Texas pitching staff had allowed just 3 home runs in the past 9 games and 87 innings entering this series. But tonight they give up 2 home runs, a grand slam for David Ortiz, the 2-run shot for Dustin Pedroia. Swinging a foul tip makes it 2-2.
That was a high fastball that Pedroia hit for a home run back in the 4th inning, but this one had a little bit more zip on it and probably a little bit higher.
Foul straight back, still 2-2. Rangers will be back in August, a 3-game series, August 12th through the 14th. Two and 2 to Pedroia with Casey at second, Ellsbury at first. Outside, ball 3.
So we just make one visit to Arlington this year then.
Correct.
Three-game series with Chatty Patty
in September the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Swing and a miss as he strikes out Pedroia. Second strikeout for Nippert, 2 down.
Yeah, a couple of times in that at bat, Dustin chasing that high fastball, and when you throw this hard, almost impossible to catch up to.
David Ortiz with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Hit the grand slam in the 3rd. Hit by a pitch in the 4th. He's been on base twice. Nippert about to throw the 25th pitch of the inning. Ball 2, 2-0. Sean Casey doubled to begin the inning. Ellsbury walked. A couple strikeouts for Nippert. First and second, 2 down. And the 2-0. Ortiz to right center and in for a hit. Around comes Casey. Ellsbury will be stopped at third base. Big Poppy's driven in his 5th run of the night. Now the ball gets away. Ellsbury's going to try and score. He does too.
Well, David Ortiz, a broken bat base hit here, but it looks like he got it in a pretty good part of the bat. Picks up his 5th RBI of the night. The throw will come in. And it overthrows the first cutoff man by the first baseman. And wow, that was pretty speed. Unbelievable. That throw was the throw coming in from the outfield. They just overthrew the cutoff man, and of course the first baseman was in a cutoff position. He couldn't handle it, and Ellsbury flies home. So that's going to go as a base hit for Ortiz, an RBI, and an error on the first baseman.
Now Joe Thurston made his Red Sox debut as a defensive replacement for Manny Ramirez in the 9th inning last night, but did not bat. First major league appearance since 2006 when he was a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. Signed by the Red Sox, a minor league free agent. Spent 2 seasons in Philadelphia's organization. Played 55 games in the bigs between the Dodgers and Phillies. Gets jammed and fouls it off.
And we saw a lot of him in spring training at a lot of different positions.
Mostly in the outfield during the spring, but he started the year at second base for the Pawtucket Red Sox. Chops at it. Blaylock throws him out. The Red Sox add 2 more. They're taking an 11-3 lead to the 9th.
Sports desk in front of me. Would you like that presented?
Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by New England Ford dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, New England Toyota dealers, Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, New England Chrysler dealers, Foxwoods Resort Casino, Subaru Outback, and by Southwest Airlines. 9th inning from Fenway with the Red Sox on top 11-3. And the new pitcher for Boston is Mike Timlin.
Timlin making his 5th appearance for the Red Sox. His record 1-1 on the season. He's only worked 2 1/3 innings and has given up 7 earned runs. Rough outing last time against the Yankees. An inning in that game. That was back on the 16th a couple of days ago. 4 earned runs.
Jason Botts, who came into the game in the 7th inning to pinch hit, grounded out to shortstop in his first at bat, was also charged with an error defensively that led to the Red Sox 11th run. So he takes strike 1. David Aardsma got the first 2 outs of the 8th before running into some trouble. He was single to Hank Blaylock and then back-to-back walks to Murphy and Catalinato before he struck out Laird to end the inning. And the Red Sox on their 3rd relief pitcher after Daisuke went 5 1/3 tonight. John Lester will work tomorrow night. Ball 1, 1-2.
Somebody's taking a beating down there. Is that Bob Tomaselli?
Oh no, it is our robotic camera.
We have a robotic camera down there?
Yep, nobody runs it.
Really?
Yeah.
He just kind of stares at people like the whole game?
The whole game.
Like Big Brother?
Yep. Some people like to flip sunflower seeds at it.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't want that thing looking in my face the whole game.
There it is.
Now somebody has to run that thing. Somebody has to move it, right?
I don't know that it moves.
It's got to move.
Looks pretty stationary to me.
Ah,
oh,
told you.
There you go. 2-2.
Who's in charge of that, moving that camera? Is it Teddy?
Teddy's got a lot of responsibilities already. Oh, it's a secret. They don't want to tell us. 2-2 the count. To center field. Ellsbury is headed back, and Jacoby will get there. A little late lunge. Nice play. 1 down.
It's been a nice night for Jacoby Ellsbury. You know, he's got the one hit, the triple, a drive and run, but he's walked 3 times. You saw the hustle play coming in to score a run.
It's now 1 down for Ian Kinsler. A double back in the 3rd inning. He's got 1 of the 6 Texas hits tonight. And he takes strike 1. Mike Timlin, a tough weekend against the Yankees last weekend here at Fenway Park. Surrendering home runs to Jason Giambi on 2 occasions. 1 hopper at Lowry, who bobbles it, stays with it, still's got time and gets it there. Nice pick on the other end by Casey, and there's 2 down.
Tonight after our Red Sox coverage, join Hazel May for Sports Desk presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers. You'll get a full preview of Game 6 of the Bruins and Canadiens playoff matchup tomorrow night, plus highlights from around the Major League Baseball, and hear from the Celtics' Paul Pierce, who is preparing for the playoffs against the Hawks. It's all on Sports Desk tonight after our Red Sox coverage on NESN.
2 down for Michael Young, who's been aboard twice tonight. A double and a walk. Timlin trying to go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 9th, with the Red Sox on top 11-3. Left side, Lowry. Off balance throw, off the mark. Casey applies the tag, and the Red Sox win. Well, a big night for Big Papi and a big night for the Red Sox and Jed Lowry, who win it 11-3 in the first game of this series against the Texas Rangers. They bang out 11 hits as the Red Sox grab their 11th win of the year, and they're now 11-7. WB Mason's extra innings is right around the corner, so stay with us. Jerry and I'll be back here at Fenway right after this.